coming up on the WHAS 11 night team. Louisville's mayor promised he'd use the DOJ report as a framework for a better LMPD. Now, arguably the city's biggest move yet to improve culture is in motion.
And determine what we need to do to continue building trust with the people of Louisville.
But do community leaders approve?
I think it's very crucial.
And then a family is left with many questions after a young father-to-be, already buying diapers for his child, is killed in the Shively Animal Clinic shooting.
I said, "I love you, TJ." He said, "I love you too, Nene." And then he left to go to work.
How they want him to be remembered. And finally, a moment of silence in honor of those lost at Old National Bank. The unique partnership dedicated to reducing gun violence. The stories are new and start right now at 11. Louisville's mayor and police department say they're working to right the wrongs of years past, now reviewing misconduct unveiled by the Justice Department and considering retroactive punishment. Hello everyone, I'm Isaiah Kim Martinez. Doug has the night off. Mayor Craig Greenberg called it a step toward transparency. The city today released the names of the officers and investigative files in the cases referenced in the DOJ report. They show examples of misconduct and discrimination within LMPD. There are 62 cases detailed in that report. The city went through each one and split them into 3 categories. And they've created a new website where every case is posted with the corresponding police report and the category.
I stand here today and again for my commitment with the mayor and my commitment to this police department and to my stance to always move forward with trust and transparency.
Of the 62 cases, 29 have been fully adjudicated, meaning they've been closed and can't be reopened. In the next 60 days, Interim Police Chief Jackie Gwynn Villarreal will determine what's next for the officers listed in the 33 cases she's legally allowed to investigate. Now, the call for some in the community back when the report was first dropped was to hold the officers involved accountable for their actions from years ago. WHAS 11 night team's Connor Steffen spoke with the NAACP about that push for change and their thoughts on today's development.
As a member of Louisville's NAACP chapter going on 7 decades now.
I started out in the Youth Council in 1957.
Elected chapter president in the 2000s.
Elected 2004 and started 2005.
Raul Cunningham has seen numerous civil rights movements reshape and revitalize our city.
Oh yeah. It's been interesting.
And he understands this current moment for Louisville is crucial.
But this is important. If the city and DOJ can improve the relationship with the community and the city.
Friday, Louisville leadership took the quintessential next steps in doing so.
This is information that we believe is public information that has the right to be disclosed at this time.
Releasing details of 62 instances of alleged LMPD and Metro government misconduct that took place between 2016 and 2021. The incident details, arrest citations, and reviews are now available through a public dashboard on the Metro Police website.
I think it is one step, a baby step.
Cunningham applauds the move, but hesitates to say it won't come without further frustrations.
How the citizen, how they will react, I can't predict.
Mayor Craig Greenberg has stressed transparency during his 5-month tenure as mayor so far.
We took an important step in that direction yesterday with the announcement that we're reforming a new and independent Department of Records Compliance.
Even with that, Cunningham notes a crucial piece of the DOJ findings puzzle was left out from Friday's release.
We do not have the name of the judges.
That's the name of judges police went to time and again to sign off on search warrants with little merit. An abuse of power outlined in the DOJ report. During Friday's press conference, Greenberg said his administration does not have the authority to release those names. Cunningham also takes issue with another aspect of the dashboard.
Looking at the website, how many people do not have access to internet? How many people in the West End?
Now, Cunningham understands that it will be up to the NAACP and other civil rights groups to get out this information. If you're able to and are interested in looking at the DOJ findings, you can head to WHAS11.com. In Louisville, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
One of those cases in the DOJ report was recently settled We learned today the city of Louisville will pay $375,000 to Taeon Lee, a black teen whose rights were violated during a traffic stop back in 2018. Lee's attorney confirmed the settlement amount to us this morning. A federal judge recently found Lee's Fourth Amendment rights were violated when LMPD pulled him over in a traffic stop. Officers frisked and handcuffed Lee while also searching through his car. This settlement puts an end to a lawsuit Lee filed in 2019. The case led to policy reform, with LMPD changing what justifies a stop. And a woman was killed and a man was hurt in a shooting in the Brownsboro Zorn neighborhood today. Police say they responded to the shooting on Country Club Lane off Zorn Avenue around 2 this afternoon. When officers arrived, they found a woman and a man who had been shot. The woman died at the scene while the man was taken to the hospital where he is expected to survive.
It appears both individuals lived in this area, but we are not sure of the relationship between the two, or if there even is a relationship between the two. Our LMPD homicide unit is handling the investigation. It is still in its preliminary stages.
Anyone with information is encouraged to call the anonymous tip line. That's 574-LMPD. And new tonight, LMPD announces the arrest of a second person in connection with the shooting earlier this month. 19-year-old Creonte Fant was taken into custody today. On May 3rd, 30-year-old Ja'Cory Harris Jr. was shot and killed on Nichols View Court. That's across the street from Jacobs Elementary. In an arrest citation, police say Fant and Harris were half-brothers. Earlier this month, Ja'Cory Harris Sr. was also taken into custody in connection with this shooting. And tonight, a Louisville family is honoring the life of a beloved father-to-be shot and killed at the Shively Animal Clinic nearly 2 weeks ago. Trent Taylor, also known as TJ, an employee, was just 21 years old. Police say the details into what prompted the violence are still unclear. WHAS11 Night Team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Ian Hardwick talked to Taylor's grandparents. Taylor, what are they telling you?
Well, Isaiah, the family of TJ Taylor say they miss their grandson deeply and they are hoping justice will be served.
Trent Lee Taylor Jr., known to his family as TJ, was 21 years old when his life was taken.
He was selfless. He did so many things for the community that he never told anybody.
His grandparents say TJ was an amazing big brother and avid runner who represented Valley High School at the state championship and received a cross-country scholarship to Pikeville University. Many of those walks and practice runs took place here at Iroquois Park.
He loved this park. His sister and him would take long walks here in this park.
TJ loved his grandparents, Bruce and Melissa Jackson.
He just had a special bond with me for his, working. I always felt that he was just so attached to me, just seeing what I was doing.
He was expecting to become a father this September.
He'd already started buying baby supplies, getting ready to be a father. And now he's been robbed of being a father.
But most importantly, he was a lover of animals and spent most of his time working at the Shively Animal Clinic.
He was fearless. He would just go and pick up that dog, and before you knew it, he was bringing it right where it needed to be.
It was at the clinic where TJ was shot and killed on Sunday, May 14th. Shively police have handed over the investigation to the Commonwealth's attorney to determine whether charges will be filed. Now his grandparents are left with his memories.
He loved his grandma and grandpa.
They say they are wearing these t-shirts until justice is served.
I miss his hugs. I miss his smiles.
Just by him coming in the house saying, Papa, I'm here, or just missing his voice.
Mike's Art on a Shirt, who created the t-shirt, say they are helping the family out so TJ can get the justice he needs.
Because he's gone too young.
Yeah, and he was at work doing his job.
Those t-shirts will be worn Sunday during a peace rally at Jefferson Square Park.
Now, the family is asking the community to come to that rally on Sunday from 2 to 4 to remember TJ's life. In studio, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
Thank you, Taylor. It's been more than a month since 5 people were killed when a gunman opened fire at Old National Bank. And tonight, a moment of silence at Abbey Road on the river to honor the victims of that shooting, the victims from the Chickasaw Park shooting less than a week later, and those suffering from gun violence all across this nation.
And in the last 72 hours alone, over 202 people have been shot and injured, and 79 people killed in this country due to gun violence.
just a staggering number. The world's largest Beatles and classic rock music festival partnered with Whitney Strong this year to honor the victims and bring call for change. Organizers say they felt it was important to do this at the festival to show progress can be made together.
What we really want to do is talk about something that should be familiar with an event like this, which is we are in this together, right? One of the things that we want to do is also bring some hope and bring them and get involved. You know, we do public education, we do advocacy, and we do research. And we're asking people to join, not only to donate, but also sign up for our action alert and, you know, make their voice heard with their legislators.
The festival is also raising funds for Whitney Strong. Attendees can donate at any purchase point on site. And the man accused of letting dozens of bodies decompose inside his Jeffersonville funeral home pleaded guilty today. Last summer, authorities found bodies at Langford Funeral Home decomposing in multiple rooms instead of being properly cared for. In court today, Randy Langford agreed to a 12-year sentence where he will spend the first 4 years in home incarceration, then the remaining time on probation. Under his plea agreement, Langford is required to pay up to $46,000 in restitution. Prosecutors say his funeral director license will be revoked, and they're pleased with today's outcome. But some of the victims' families say this isn't the justice they hoped for.
It doesn't mean anything, but I do forgive him for what he did, and I hope that he can find forgiveness.
It's important as a prosecutor in a case to say, can we get this resolved? Can we get convictions? Can we get an executed jail sentence? Can we get people their restitution that they're due, and do that on a timely basis? And we were able to do that in this case, and I'm pleased with that.
Hearing from the Clark County prosecutor there. Now, Langford is set to appear in court for sentencing on June 23rd and then again on September 20th for his restitution hearing.